Hey guys, Joseph here, or you might call me Badass. Uh, not for long though. Uh, Today I want to talk about my experience at Logit and my surgery day because I didn't have the opportunity to log during those days. But yet it's still fairly fresh in my mind that I can recall. So it's kind of a boring story really, but and you can feel free to skip this, but I think this is maybe something I can share for the story aspect of my weight loss journey. So during the day, I went into Blodgett Hospital, and I had my weight taken, and had my I had to go on the ground, and going on the ground's always fun because they're exposed and they're cold. Because hospitals are always cold for some reason. It's not pleasant. But I actually came at a fairly early time, but the good thing was my surgeon, Dr. Baker, was on it going earlier than usual. He's running early, which was a good thing. But we went into this room where I had to get the IV needle in, and all I remember is that I had two nurses try to get the IV in my arms, and that was a pain because I had the thickest skin, man. I just have incredibly thick skin that when they try to find veins, they had always the hardest time. It takes a special person to get my veins. It sucks. I'm not really shy on needles, but it's just something that sucks. Uh, so finally, they managed to get it in and working, and I was waiting for. I was waiting to be okay to go into the surgery room. I don't remember much of the surgery room except it was especially cold and very bright, and all I remember seeing was like a color display on a TV and these two gigantic lights above me. So after that, I kind of went out quickly. 'Cause that's kind of one thing I know. You know, it's in surgery. You never remember much about the last few minutes that you're awake. So I tried. So I kind of, for some reason, decided I wanted to try and mount their stuff on that. My last few minutes, try to make notes of the environment. So it might be kind of funny, but yeah, I'm not a stranger to surgery at all. Um, I've had surgery at real young ages. They're different things. Nothing too bad, but so after surgery, it's always interesting that when you're on anesthesia, when you wake up on it, you're never really conscious of what's going on around you. So people are talking like, "Hey, buddy, it's time to wake up. The surgery's done." So they're like, "What? It's done already?" I was just in that room and now I'm here and it's like, "What? It's done already?" You're kidding me. It's like it hadn't even been 5 minutes. In reality, it's been like 3 hours. Yeah. So that day I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember sleeping a lot. I didn't really start having to get up until about the night, middle of the night. Although I had guests that day too. I had my mom and a friend of hers who had the same surgeon that I did 3 years ago. His own gastric sleeve. But I could not really think well that day because I was just on the anesthesia. After the anesthesia and all the pain meds, and I had this pain med clicker, and I could just press this little pen whenever I had this large amount of pain, and I kind of took that for granted because why suffer, right? I was thinking if I'm up I should just take medicine to not feel horrible, because that's why it's there. Uh, though I just remember being dehydrated that night into the next day. My mouth is drier than a Sahara. And the only thing I could have was ice chips. And sure, they're satisfying, but uh, so I started walking around. I had some nurses help me out there. They kind of carried my no. I used the IV. There's torts. I used the IV holder, and they walked around this loop around the lodge at fourth floor. So total time I was there, I thought I walked about half a mile, and progressively I started walking more and more because I did not want to. I just had this mindset that I did not want to just be kind of lazy. I didn't want it to be complicated by not having that exercise. I didn't know that would happen, but yeah, just a forethought. So the next day, I just started sleeping on and off. Every 4 hours, I'd get up and walk. But it was around 10 o'clock that day. I had my leak test, and I didn't have the barium, but I had this other kind of really horrible, kind of light amber colored liquid, and it tasted like medicine. It was kind of but I had to take a lot of it. I had to take about half this cup full of that medicine, so that they could really scan how it was working. And that was kind of quick. I mean, I'm not complaining. It didn't taste very good, but it wasn't the worst experience ever. So after that, they had me doing an ounce of Undri for every hour. And I was still sleeping quite a bit until about the afternoon. And at about 2 o'clock, I had the guest over, my brother and my mom came over, as well as Gary, my mom's friend who had the surgery. And I was a little more conscious that time, which I was happy, because when they came over the other day, I was not even in the frame of mind to be a really good conversation partner. So that was kind of it. I went home about 6, and so I just remember sleeping a lot, and it was Christmas Eve that day when I went home, and we had this larger. We had a couple subscriptions we needed to fill, and on Christmas Eve, nothing's open. Nothing's open, and you don't really think it matters until it matters. So my mom had to go out to find all these different pharmacies, which one would hopefully be open. And I think she had to pay a fee as well, but because that was not our default pharmacy. But that was kind of the day, 2 days really, like 2 day story. And if I can find this ending button, because I'm visually impaired, it's kind of hard to see my computer this far away. Alright guys, I will see you later. Peace, take care, and be healthy.